Dr. Anthony Raj. He has pursued his bachelor's, master's and MPhil in physics. He then went on to pursue his PhD in physics at the University of Madras as well. He then went on to work as a lecturer at Thiruvalluvar Arts and Science College and Idya Engineering College for Women. Since the year 2006, he works as the lecturer and assistant professor at Loyola College, Chennai. With regard to research, he has published several papers in international journals, namely Radio Wave Propagation over Salem, Linear and Non-Linear Optical Properties of Pure and Doped Selenium Malate Single Crystals, and many more. He has also attended several conferences and seminars, namely International Conference on Materials Science and Technology, National Conference on Higher Education at Crossroads held at Loyola College, National Seminar on Crystal Growth 12 held at VIT University, and many more.
Welcome to UGC lecture series BSc Physics Honors Mathematical Physics 2 Semester 2 Lecture 12. In this lecture we are going to see variational calculus. In that variational calculus, variational principle, Euler's equation, application to simple problems like geodesics, then summary. Variational calculus. In variational calculus, variational principle. We know that coordinates are the tools for mathematician. With the help of these coordinates, the motion of the particle and also path followed by the particle can be learnt. To understand the motion of a particle anywhere in a plane or in 3 dimension, coordinates are very important. So that coordinates are the tools for mathematician. In that coordinates, the piecewise information of the path y is equal to f of x. Here y is equal to f of x is the function used to represent the path. That path can be a circular path, elliptical path, straight line, whatever it may be. In general, here the path is represented by y is equal to f of x. The piecewise information of the path y is equal to f of x, whether it is maximum or minimum at a point, can be obtained by substituting dy by dt is equal to 0. So, piecewise information of the path can be obtained by substituting dy by dt is equal to 0 is the point I want to tell in the variational principle. The function is either maxima or minima at that point. This maxima or minima depends upon the value of the second derivative of the function at that point. So, if the function is maximum, then the value of second derivative of the function is negative, and if the value of the function is minimum, if the second derivative of the function is positive at that point. This is how the maximum or minimum of a function at a point can be learnt in this variational principle. To know the information about the whole path, we use integral calculus. That you know, integration is used to learn the length of the path or to get the result of the length of the path. So, here to know the information about the whole path, we can use integral calculus. That is, the technique of calculus of variation are called variational principle. So, in variational principle, variation about a function along a path can be studied. Thus, calculus of variation has its origin in the generalization of the elementary theory of maximum and minimum of a function of a single variable or more variable. Here, we saw a function of single variable, that is y is equal to f of x. If a function is made up of more variable like y is equal to f of x, z, y prime, like that means that function can also be derived 2 times to get the value of maximum and minimum of the function at the given point. So, the calculus of variation has its origin in the generalization of the elementary theory of maximum or minimum of a function of single variable or more variable. In the problem of Brachistron, one has to find the curve connecting two given points A and B that do not lie on a vertical line. So, this variational principle can be applied to the problem of Brachistron such that the particle sliding down this curve under gravity from the point A to B in the shortest time. So, apart from Brachistron, there are three other problems which uses this variational principle. The problem of geodesics, the problem of minimum surface of revolution, that is if a curve is rotating about an axis or if a area is rotating about an axis, then the minimum surface of revolution can also be obtained using this variational principle. Then the isoperimetric problem or the problems using this variational principle. Thus, in the calculus of variation, we consider the motion of a particle along a curve y is equal to f of x by joining 2 points p as a function of x1 y1 and q as a function of x2 y2. The very small distance between 2 points on the curve is given by ds is equal to dx square plus dt square to the power 1 by 2. That is, very small distance between the 2 points on the curve is given by ds is equal to square root of dx square plus dt square. Here the calculus of in the calculus of variation, we consider the motion of a particle along a curve y is equal to f of x by joining the 2 points. Then the very infinitesimal distance between the 2 points on the curve is given by this expression. Then the total distance between the 2 points p and q along the curve is obtained by integrating this thing, that is I of y of x is equal to integration between x1 x2 into 1 plus y prime square to the power 1 by 2, that is square root of 1 plus y prime square dx, where y prime is equal to dy by dx. By this integration, we can get the total distance between the 2 points p and q along the curve, which is represented by a function y is equal to f of x. In general, the integral is a function of the independent variable x, the dependent variable y and its derivative. That is what we are going to say in this calculus of variation or variational calculus. Thus, the most general form of the integral is given by I of y of x is equal to integration between x1 and x2 the function f of x comma y prime dx. This is the most general form of the integral. This general form of integral consists x, the independent variable, then y, the dependent variable, and y prime, derivative of the dependent variable. These are all the function exist in this integral. Here the integral may represent two total path between the two given points, the surface area of revolution of a curve, the time for quickest descent, etc. can be represented by the integral depending upon the situation of the problem. So, in the calculus of variation, we can get the total length of a curve or the surface area of revolution of the curve or the time for quickest descent are all obtained by this calculus of variation. In general, the functional I depends upon the satisfying point x1 y1, the end point x2 y2 and the curve between the points. So, Euler's Lagrange differential equation. So, in earlier section we learnt about the variational principle and various notations used in the variational principle and meaning of the notations used in the variational principle. Now, we will go to Euler-Lagrange differential equation, which is an important equation in the calculus of variation. This Euler-Lagrange differential equation is an equation of motion for a moving particle or equation of motion for a system of particles moving. Now, we will see how to derive this Euler-Lagrange differential equation. Let point P, which is a function of x1 and y1, and point Q, which is a function of x2 and y2, where P can be assumed as a starting point and Q can be assumed as a end point, be the two fixed points in the xy plane. The points P and Q can be joined infinitesimally. This is P starting point and this is end point. Q can be joined infinitesimally by various ways. So, this is the joining of the 2 points P and Q by many curves. This is one way of joining. Then a straight line can be obtained by joining the point P and Q. Then another way of joining that point will give another curve. So, that the points P and Q can be joined by infinitesimally many curves. According to the value of the integral I, the path of the curve will be different for different curve, different value of I. So, according to the value of I, the path of the curve will be different for different value of I. Now, we shall look for a curve along which the functional I has an extremum value. Now, we shall look for a functional value I along which the curve has an extremum value. Let C be the curve between P and Q, whose equation is C be the curve between P and Q, and the equation of the curve C is given by y is equal to y of x comma 0. Let also the value of the function along the curve C be extremum, value of the functional along the curve C be extremum, and the value of the functional is given by I of y of x is equal to integration between x1 and x2 f of x comma y dash dx. Keep this as equation 1. This is the value of the functional I, where the value of the functional is extremum along the curve. Now, we shall label all the paths. Already I told you, by connecting the points P and Q in different ways, we can obtain different curves. Now, we shall label all possible paths between P and Q by the family of equation. That family of equation is given by y of x comma alpha is equal to y of x comma 0 plus alpha into eta of x. Let this be equation 2, where alpha is a parameter and eta of x is a differentiable function of x, is a differentiable function of x. For different value of alpha, we get different curves. Now, the value of integral will be different for different paths. Since y is prescribed at the endpoints, there is no variation in y. So, there is no variation in y at the endpoints. The endpoints are P and Q. at the end points. All the curves of the family must be identical at fixed point P and Q. So, which gives the eta of x 1 is equal to 0, which is also equal to eta of x 2. Keep this as equation 3. Conversely, the condition 3 ensures that the curves of the family that all pass through the points P and Q. Let the value of the functional along the neighboring curve is given by I of y of x comma alpha is equal to integration between x 1 and x 2 f of x comma y of x comma alpha comma y dash of x comma alpha into dx. This is the value of the integral functional I along the neighboring curve. From differential calculus, the integral is extremum. This integral is extremum if this dou I by dou alpha at alpha is equal to 0 is equal to 0. So, from integral calculus, this I will be extremum if dou I by dou alpha at alpha is equal to 0 is equal to 0. Since for alpha is equal to 0, the neighboring curve coincides with the curve which gives the extremum value I. Thus, dou I by dou alpha at alpha is equal to 0 is equal to 0, which gives integration between x 1 and x 2 dou f by dou y into eta of x plus dou f by dou y prime into eta prime of x into dx is equal to 0. So, the neighboring curve coincides with the curve which gives the extremum value I. Thus, dou I by dou alpha at alpha is equal to 0 is equal to 0, which gives the integral between x 1 x 2 dou f dou y eta of x plus dou f by dou y dash eta prime of x into dx is equal to 0. Now, integrating the second integration by parts, we get integral of x to x 2 dou f by dou y into eta of x dx plus dou f by dou y into eta of x between x 1 and x 2 minus integration between x 1 x 2 into d by dx of dou f by dou y prime into eta of x dx is equal to 0. This is the expression we obtained after integrating this integration by parts. So, we get integration of x 1 x 2 into dou f by dou y minus d by dx of dou f by dou y prime into eta of x into dx is equal to 0. By using the basic lemma in mathematics, we got dou f by dou y minus d by dx of dou f by dou y prime is equal to 0. Keep this as equation 6. This is the required Euler-Lagrange equation. Euler-Lagrange equation. Euler-Lagrange differential equation to be satisfied for y of x for which the functional I has got an extremum value. This is how we can derive that Euler Lagrangian equation in variational calculus using variational principle. Now, we shall solve an example based on this variational calculus. Here in this example, it is asked us show that the geodesic means shortest distance between 2 points in Euclidean plane is a straight line. So, geodesic means shortest distance between 2 points. In this example, we need to show that the geodesic in Euclidean plane is a straight line. So, solution to this example can be obtained like this. We need to assume 2 points, point P as a function of x1 and y1. So, P of x1, y1, and another point Q x2, y2 be the two fixed points in Euclidean plane. Then the curve, let y is equal to f of x be the curve between P and Q, curve between P and Q. Then the element of distance between two neighboring points, element of distance between two neighboring points on the curve, y is equal to f of x joining P and Q is given by ds square is equal to dx square plus dy square. This is the element of distance between 2 points P and Q in the curve y is equal to f of x. Now, go to the total distance of the curve. Hence, the total distance of the curve between the points P and Q, total distance between the points P and Q is given by I is equal to integral between P to Q into ds. Now, this can be reduced as I is equal to integration between x1 x2 1 plus y prime square to the power 1 by 2, that is square root of 1 plus y prime square dx, where that y prime is equal to dy by dx is used. Here the functional I is extremum if the integrand f is equal to 1 plus y prime square root of 1 plus y prime square must satisfy the Euler Lagrangian differential equation. That Euler Lagrangian differential equation is dou f by dou y minus d by dx of dou f by dou y prime is equal to 0. So, for this functional is extremum, then the integrand must satisfy this Euler Lagrangian differential equation. Now, keep this as equation 2 and this as equation 1 and this as equation 3. We need to name the equations to use the equation further. So, dou f by dou y is equal to 0 and dou f by dou y prime is equal to y prime by square root of 1 plus y prime square, which gives d by dx into y prime by square root of 1 plus y prime square is equal to 0. So, after integrating and simplification, finally we will get y is equal to c1 x plus c2. This is the required straight line. So, thus the shortest distance between 2 points in a Euclidean plane is a straight line. So, in this example we proved that the shortest distance between 2 points in a Euclidean plane is a straight line. From this lecture we learnt the variational principle, variational calculus. This variational calculus is largely used in finding maxima or minima at a point. Geodesic is defined as the curve of stationary length between 2 points. So, stationary length in the sense extremum length between 2 points. We solved an example to find the geodesic of 2 points in an Euclidean plane. Then Lagrange's Euler equation is the equation of motion of a particle or system of particle obtained from the variational principle. In this lecture we derived the Lagrange Euler equation for a system of particle. These are all the concepts we learnt from this lecture. So, after listening to this lecture we can answer the following questions: define variational principle and define geodesics and show that geodesic in a Euclidean plane is a straight line. These questions can be answered after listening to this lecture. Thank you.